They did. They went out of their way to not talk about Caitlin Clark with all of this. Like, they had a commercial they released where they mentioned Juju Watkins, they mentioned Sabrina, they mentioned all the athletes that were on the t-shirt other than Caitlin Clark and Paige Becker.
Nike really went too far with this one. The disrespect toward Caitlin Clark was so wild, even her haters had to hit pause.
Nike, I was born that night. I was. I woke up today, I saw this, I checked my birth certificate just to make sure. Yeah, I was born at night. Not last night, Nike. Not last night.
First, Nike dropped an ad hyping up A'ja Wilson, like she's the second coming of MJ. And hey, no shade, she deserves her flowers. But then, out of nowhere, they tossed Caitlin Clark in for like 10 seconds, like she's some random afterthought at a family reunion. Nike, be for real. Y'all fumbled this worse than Shaq at the free throw line. Let's unpack this mess.
They voice over it.
Salad, Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark.
She's not.
I know you want a tea.
Okay. She's not even talking. Like, she's silent, and two, it's a voiceover.
Salad, Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark. I know you want a tea.
Okay. So someone edited that in post-production. They put a voiceover. They made her send him through voicemail with the Caitlin Clark parts to appease us. Like, that's hilarious.
Nike really thought they could slide this one past us. They must think Caitlin Clark fans are out here walking around blind if they believe sneaking her into the ad like a hidden Easter egg was gonna fly. We saw the original Nike. Y'all really tried to gaslight us into thinking she was always there. Nah, we've got the receipts, and we're not buying it.
Because I'll be the first one to tell you, dog, they went in the lab and they redid this commercial. They definitely redid it, did a voiceover on it. They had to fix it, dog.
Fans immediately hit social media like, where's Caitlin Clark? And instead of just owning up to fumbling the bag, worse than Nick Young celebrating a 3 too early, Nike decided, let's just slap a quick clip of Caitlin in there. Nobody'll notice. Oh, but we noticed. Like a dad at a barbecue clocking someone reaching for his grill tongs, we saw it. They tossed in 10 seconds of Caitlin like she was some rookie lucky to be in the room. 10 seconds for the player who just made the biggest splash in the WNBA since its creation. Nike, seriously, are y'all even paying attention?
This girl right here is a box office attraction. And because of her box office attraction, it's generating more eyeballs to the WNBA product, therefore more revenue for the WNBA product. Don't you think y'all are going to benefit from that too?
Caitlin Clark isn't just some college star who had a nice run. She's the player. She's the reason WNBA viewership is breaking records. She's why Indiana Fever games are selling out like it's a Beyonce concert. She's the reason NBA dudes who couldn't name a single WNBA team last year are suddenly out here breaking down pick-and-roll spacing and debating the league's physicality. And yet, Nike really thought it made sense to give her the same amount of screen time they give a backup dancer in a Beyonce music video. Make it make sense.
Bells, we do all this marketing, right, for all the Nike athletes, but the one Nike athlete who just happens to be the most marketable, who just happens to be the most noticeable, who just happens to be the most recognizable, who just happens to be the face of women's sports, period. Not the face of the WNBA, she's that too. The face of women's sports, period. When we have her on our roster, even if it's not her commercial per se, let's at least throw her some credit and toss her a bone, shall we? Nike chooses not to even do that.
Let's be real. Nike messed up. They overlooked the fact that Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's a cultural phenomenon. She's got casual sports fans. People who couldn't tell you the difference between a pick and roll and a cinnamon roll, tuning into WNBA games for the first time ever. Let's talk numbers for a second. Caitlin Clark's college games at Iowa were pulling in millions of viewers, regularly outpacing NBA games. When she declared for the draft, ticket prices for Indiana Fever games shot up 400%. The WNBA had to completely overhaul its TV schedule to make sure her games were front and center. And yet, Nike, one of the biggest sports brands in the world, thought it made sense to give her a cameo like she was a Marvel post-credit scene. This wasn't just an oversight, it was a massive miscalculation. Because here's the thing, Caitlin Clark's fans, they don't play. They're like Swifties, but with basketball IQ and a deep-seated grudge against WNBA refs.
How in the world is Nike not going full on Caitlin Clark phenomenon? You've got the most popular women's athlete in the world. Do they still not have a Caitlin Clark shoe out? My mind is blown by this.
This whole fiasco proves one thing. Brands can't fake authenticity. Fans can see right through it. If you're going to market the WNBA, you better do it in a way that actually reflects what's happening on the court. Nike tried to force a narrative instead of following reality, and reality didn't let them get away with it. Caitlin Clark isn't just a great player. She's the single biggest force the WNBA has seen in decades. Trying to downplay her impact is like trying to convince people LeBron James was just a solid role player. It's absurd.
Caitlin Clark's Nike deal might be the worst endorsement deal in the history of professional sports. You guys remember this billboard that was put up in Iowa? Well, that's one of the last times that Nike has done anything for Caitlin Clark.
Nike's trying to sell WNBA jerseys, right? So who's got the best-selling one? Caitlin Clark, not A'ja Wilson. Caitlin Clark changed the game and made more people care about women's basketball. She's basically the basketball version of Wi-Fi. Everybody needs her. So Nike, why wouldn't you center an entire campaign around your biggest moneymaker? Who's running your marketing department? A magic 8-ball? Caitlin's jersey sales are soaring, her influence is undeniable, and yet Nike acts like they've misplaced the MVP of their marketing playbook. It should be all in on her, but instead, they focused the ad on A'ja Wilson.
Her in the league, 5 games into it, we sold more merch than us all of last year. No matter how we feel about the attention she's getting, our shit is being sold. People are watching us now. The fact that she's making the league more popular for the masses, it's benefiting you guys.
No disrespect to A'ja Wilson, but let's be honest. She doesn't have the same impact as Caitlin Clark. Caitlin's the one driving WNBA ratings and filling seats. Nike's running their marketing like a group project where one person does all the work. While Nike fumbles, Caitlin's in the gym grinding, preparing for next season with that killer mentality. That's what separates legends from great players. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson's been busy, but not on the court. Instead of letting her game speak, she's been on a media tour complaining about the Aces locker room and how people don't respect the Aces. Y'all were the favorites and had a super team. This isn't a Disney movie. You were the Warriors of the WNBA.
You see this quote, it wasn't a championship locker room. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Holy smokes. Las Vegas Aces star A'ja Wilson missed out on a third consecutive WNBA title as they fell to the New York Liberty in the semifinals. In an interview with Callie Finn of the Las Vegas Review-Journal on Monday, Wilson acknowledged that her team, quote, fell short of their goal. Oh, people were creating movements over A'ja Wilson being disrespected, and they was mad as all kinds of new hell because Caitlin Clark got her a signature shoe, which, by the way, Nike has set on themselves. I mean, if it wasn't for a few billboards, and finally she showed up in a flash on a Super Bowl ad, would you have even known? I mean, honestly.